it's the most mediocre of all Mega Man games. Like, if the accusation that they polished too much can be leveled at any Mega Man game, it's this one. Everything just feels very smooth, very homogenized. But I still do like it a lot. It's still fun to play. I like that there's cowboy robots in it. I mean, come on. I like that there's secrets to find. Like right here, you've got this arrow kind of pointing at this barrel, because there's an E-tank in it, right? So there's still a lot to like about this game. It's just, with 5 other Mega Man games on the shelf, it's like, what is there to recommend it over those 5? That's what the question becomes. Is it a good game in its own right? Yes. Is it the Mega Man game that you should play if you're going to get into the series? No, this is not the one you should start with. You should start with 2 or 3. Actually, this being 2015, you should start with 9, would be my suggestion. Although not everybody has something to play it on anymore. But 6 is a game that you only play if you really like the Mega Man games and you just want another one. That's really the niche that this game fills. Even back in the day when it came out, because the SNES was out, everybody had moved on. The only people still playing NES titles... We gotta go up top here now. Woohoo! Rush Jet adapter. So you see they changed how Rush Jet works now too, which is nice. It's fun. It's, you know, I don't hate it, but I like that you got control over your Rush Jet now. That's something we didn't have since Mega Man 3. 4 and 5 kind of really nerfed Rush Jet way too hard, I think. So they do a lot with the split paths in a lot of these levels, because there's a lot that you can only get into if you have the Rush Jet or the Rush Power. But because you can't slide while using those adapters, it's still better to use just normal Mega Man. You see, even the Crusher monster, this game's version of the Crusher monster is really lethargic. Kind of slow-moving, kind of takes his time. So, if you've played the first 5 Mega Man games already, and you like the gameplay a lot and just want something kind of new, I would pick this game up. It's really good. I don't even think this is the 6th Mega Man game that I would play. I'm gonna say, like, if you're gonna just enjoy the original series, like say you bought the Legacy Collection on Steam, and say it actually works for you because you're a voodoo priest or whatever. There we go. Like, start with 2 and 3, absolutely. Play those 2 first in either order. Then I would say play 5, and then from there I would say play whatever you want. 2, 3, and 5 are the high notes. 4 and 6 are both really good, but they're not the high notes. And then 1 is for the historical curiosity of it, I'm gonna say. So we went up with the item we got down there is called the Energy Balancer. What that does is, remember through the Fortress stages of previous games, I kept having to switch weapons just to be able to give energy to the weapon I needed? The Energy Balancer automatically gives energy to whichever weapon is the lowest. So all we have to do is pick up the energy pellets and we're fine from here on out. So you needed the power to get that, and then we needed the jet to come to the secret gate over here. The first 4 bosses you see on the select screen, it replaced their selection box with my face. That just means I cleared the level. The last 4 bosses each have 2 rooms where you can fight the boss. And if you fight him in the correct room, you get an extra prize. But usually you need one of the rush adapters to get to the room. This guy is a pain to fight with just the Buster, I'm remembering now. Well, maybe if I just go under him when he jumps. Maybe that's it. Always go under him. Don't back away from him. It's when he gets you into that position where he's occupying the center of the room, facing you. God, that was a close fight. Alright, I got him now, though. I got him now. Let's do this right. So the idea is that these 4 you've got the real and fake Robot Masters, and if you fight the real one, you get a letter. And this time there's only 4 letters. That's not where I want him to be. He keeps cornering me, and I shouldn't let him do that. I want the center of the room. I don't know why I keep backing off. I never want to be... None of his attacks you want to move away from him. The feather attack you want to jump over. The tomahawk attack you want to jump over. It's just my instinct to always want to back away from them, and I don't know why. But we're going to get a letter for completing Tomahawk Man and fighting the real version of him. Because we get the B parts. And if you spell out the word beat, you get beat. Beat's not very useful in this game, though. He's not as good as he was in Mega Man 5. And in Mega Man 5, he was really only good for that one fight. So, now we're going to go to Yamato Man. And like I mentioned earlier in the series, I don't really know what a Yamato is. I know it has something to do with historical Japanese culture. Something to do with a feeling of national pride, or something to do with the nobility of Japan. I don't know. As kids, we thought it was the Japanese word for spear. There's a bottom path to this level, but I always forget to take it. But today, I'm going to remember to take it. Let's see where it goes. Oh, this guy's just a butthead. Maybe we should just leave the power equipped. Maybe that's it. It was a breakable block, and then that guy. Maybe they're just telling us, hey, just equip power, Mega Man, and you'll be fine through here. Oh, no, I do remember this path, because this is where you fight the giant frog. You don't get to fight the giant frog otherwise. Yeah, that's like a hidden mini-boss. You only get to fight it if you take this hidden bottom path. And there's an E-Tank. So, a lot of levels in the game have 2 hidden paths. Have 2 paths you can take. One of them is hidden. And usually there's goodies down there. But we've got to get rid of the power here, though. Just got to slide. I don't know why they don't let you slide wearing the rush suits. I guess the idea is you're too big and bulky to slide with them. But, I don't know. I don't really buy it. It's just not fun to not be able to slide. Said the guy who really likes Mega Man 9. And then there's this fool. Power's not going to do anything here because we don't have time to get in there and attack him and then get back to the ladder if we're not fighting from this range. One thing they fixed, they might have fixed this in Mega Man 5, I don't remember, but when you're on a ladder and you pause the game, in early games when you unpause you fell off the ladder, but on Mega Man 6 it remembers that you're on the ladder. Which is nice. So we're going to need Jet here. I mean, rapid fire is almost as good as charging anyway, so Jet, you don't really miss the charge. What you miss is the slide, really. So here we are, Yamato Man. Oh, the other thing is you don't have to fire to charge your Buster. All you have to do is be holding the button down. I'm pretty sure. And that sounds like there might not be a distinction there, but there is. And you only notice it if you play a lot of Mega Man, but... So he does this jump shot, and then he fires his little shot at me. There it is. And then he goes to retrieve his spearhead that he fired at me. And he can't fire again until he's picked it up. And he's not in a hurry about it. And he can still get you with those air shots. He does these trick shots from the air. Like, he can still trip you up a little bit, but I think Tomahawk Man was the hardest of them. I think Tomahawk Man is the one that... Just because his attack pattern, he likes to lock you down in that corner. So now we got the E parts. And the Yamato Spear, It looks like just a Mega Buster that has a very slight randomness to its trajectory, but it actually has a very useful property in that it pierces through shields. For example, Nightman's shields. It goes right through Nightman's shield. But we're gonna stick with the Buster on the first fights. We'll use their weaknesses on the Reef fights in the Wily stages, but for now, let's just go Buster only against the bosses here. I like this music a lot. Actually, Nightmare is one of my favorite tunes in the series. Doesn't even sound all that impressive, I just dig it a lot. Now, one other thing this game does, though, kind of a mechanic that most people don't notice, is that if you go to a level that has two bosses, two paths, and you collect the beat parts, and then revisit that level later, it changes the color of the level. Like Nightman's level, which is called the Capital of Science. I don't know why Nightman's in charge of the Capital of Science, but there you have it. If you come here after you collect his beat part, the whole level is orange, which is just kind of a neat little thing, you know? Just kind of a neat little trick. All they did is just a simple palette swap. But you just have a couple screens in a row that there's nothing happening on a bunch of screens right in a row. And when you do get to a monster, it like doesn't move, and it takes its time aiming at you. That guy always knocks me onto those spikes. That's okay, though. So, I say I didn't play this game until I was an adult, but it didn't take long to really pick it up. Like, it was... I think I probably beat it my very first try. Didn't get a game over. It's just... It's not complicated or challenging at all, really. You gotta shoot those guys twice. I remember now. It doesn't matter if you do the, a charge shot or not. You gotta shoot them twice. Ooh, I almost got spikkity-spiked. Mega Man retains his inertia when he's falling, so if you fall and hit the jet button, he doesn't immediately jet. He falls for a little bit first. And there's one part of the game where there's a secret you can get if you plan that inertia properly. But I'm probably going to miss it. This is like a bad Mario Maker level right here. I would not expect this in a... in like an actual... I want to go down here, yes. Yeah, I would not expect that like an actual professionally designed game, but there we have it. Oh, I don't want jet. Wrong. Does Nightman? Yeah, Nightman can jump. I remember he's jump pose now. But I can't hit him from the front because he's got this shield, yes? So I can make him land on a shot like that. Or I can get him from behind. Or eventually he'll shoot me and then I can get inside of his shot. Like that. Really? Just right up to the corner there, huh? These bosses love getting you in the corner. Oh, come on. Shoot it further than that. There you go. It's a little smarter about it than Yamato Man. And obviously, if you use his weakness, which is the Yamato Spear, it goes right through his shield and damages him, and he becomes absolutely trivial. But because of his unpredictability and how far his jumps are going to go, or how far he's going to throw his mace, I'd put him up there with Tomahawk Man as far as difficulty in killing bosses with the Mega Buster in this game. Which I realize isn't necessarily saying much. Did he just bounce it off the floor at me? I didn't even know he could do that. I mean, there's really no reason to be jumping in this fight, so... There we go. There we go. Yeah, there's really no reason to be jumping this fight unless you're going over his mace, so I've never noticed that before. And there goes Nightman. He's down now. I learned something new about Mega Man 6. If you're in the air for some reason while Nightman's on the ground, he throws his mace, he can bounce it off the ground at you. I wonder if he can get any more range on that, because it looks like the chain still stopped in midair in front of me. But he decides kind of randomly how far he's going to throw his mace. I wonder if the game decides how far to throw the mace, and then just adds in the ricochet effect. Like, can he throw that clear across the screen all the way to the top corner of the room? I don't know. Love this music. Love it, love it, love this music. One of my favorites in the series. And this level also has one of my favorite Mega Man monsters. The little dead fish that the robotic pelicans drop on you. That's just my favorite. I love that Dr. Wily built those. Wily's like, I need a robotic pelican in my robot army to take over the world. But what should they attack with? Ah, yes. Little robotic dead fish. Beautiful. If you needed any more indication that Dr. Wily has in fact lost his mind, there were spikes on the ceiling there. Of course they are. It's an underwater level. Of course they're going to put spikes on the ceiling. If you needed any indication that Dr. Wily has totally lost his mind, the point where he's making little robotic dead fish for his robot armies has got to be up there, yes? If you don't kill that guy as he's falling, you've got to take the damage jumping into his little lake. There's nothing else for it. So, why Centaur Man has the underwater level, I don't know. I guess Mega Man 6 doesn't really have a water boss, and it's kind of tradition at this point to have a water level. But I don't know, Mega Man 5 broke that tradition and nobody even noticed, so... It did still have a water boss, though. Just not a below the water boss, it was an above water boss. Now I'm in a below water area, which is kind of weird. So Mega Man 6, it keeps having these like cool design ideas, like the water in the ceiling. The like the bomb platforms in Blizzard Man's level. Why didn't I jump? I have a jump button. Why didn't I jump? Why didn't I jump? Why did I not jump? But it doesn't do a lot with its ideas. Like, it doesn't build a whole level around them. It just kind of puts them out there for you to check out and be like, hey, look at this thing I made. But it doesn't, like, really challenge you with them. It doesn't force you to master the new mechanics at all. The way Mega Man 5 had Gravity Man's level, and the whole level, you're flipping upside down and you're walking on the ceiling, and it's making sure you know everything about those gravity mechanics, you know? What's up, Eddie? Hook me up. Thanks, boss. This level just kind of has a cool idea and then just kind of puts it in front of you and then says, alright, well, you're done with that. On to the next thing now, I guess. Whatever. Whatever, submarines in the clouds. Why does... Like, I don't even know why put submarines in clouds to begin with. In clowns? Is that what I said? I mean, I totally understand why you'd put a submarine inside of a clown. Like, that's just self-evidently realistic. That's a safe place to stand, huh? Okay. Sure. So this is probably the easiest of the 4 bonus boss rooms to get into, because you just jet right on over. But you see, if you take the bosses in the wrong order, you can't actually clear them properly, which is why I take the bosses in the order that I do. I make sure to do Plant Man and Flame Man early, get them out of the way. Centaur Man, I think he's the only Mega Man boss from the classic series that can't jump. He goes invisible, and he stops time, and he makes an adorable little sound effect with his hooves, but he can't jump. And I don't know a way to dodge his spread gun if he does his time stopper. I mean, if you're really close to the center of the room, it can't hit you. But I'm not very often close to the center of the room in this fight, I have noticed. So I'm not going to pretend like the story is a plot twist or anything. This whole Mr. X shenanigan, he's actually Dr. Wily. And yes, we've got to go through 2 fortresses again, just like we did previously. So now we have Beat and the C-Flash, and the C-Flash is just the full screen effect again. It's just the time stopper, gravity hold, blah 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 effect again. Shoutouts to Eurexia for sponsoring this video, and to everyone who makes this channel possible by supporting me on Patreon.